Hi, everybody. My name is Jason. I am the host for Dad's Guide to the Galaxy. We have a podcast out there, so if you ever get a chance to go check it out, I figured I'd create a channel where we could host some of those podcasts here, as well as some of the topics and discussions that we have here as well. But I wanted to touch base on something that I thought was kind of interesting. We growing up often say, "Oh, I don't want to be like my parents. I don't want to be. I'll never say that, or I'll never do that." And you know, there's certain aspects that our children take on from us, whether genetic or not. There are characteristics that they have that are to their core, and whether we want to acknowledge it or not, they are a mere fraction of ourselves. And I think, with that being said, they show us the good and the bad that we have in each of us individually. And sometimes we don't want to see that message, but I think every day we see it. And no matter how much we try, no matter what we do, that we think that this is something that we want to change in them. The crazy part is we're never really going to be able to change it. And I know that, we, as we get older, we struggle with the idea of what what do we do now? We have all these dreams, these aspirations, these goals, and our imagination as children is just this amazing, endless, boundless creature. And as we get older, we go through school and we're beaten and pounded into a form that, in some cases, for some of us, we no longer recognize. And I think that as a parent, seeing your child unlocks that door where everything's been hidden away and buried for so long that it's able to finally escape and it's somewhat set free. And I think that with being a parent, there's an aspect of, you're trusting me with your life, but at the same time, you're giving me back my own. And I think if we take, a moment and realize the beautiful coexistence of what that relationship is, I think that we see even more of ourselves in our children. For example, my daughter, she's absolutely one of the most creative people I know, and her whimsy is not just being creative, but also being intuitive to where she will look to see what she needs to find and research what she needs to learn how to do, whether it's making puppets or learning how to draw, figuring out what colors to use, looking at other people's techniques and skills to kind of give her an idea of how to do it herself. And the other day, I actually caught her because I was showing her how to do a circle, but she went and grabbed a cup and was tracing the bottom of the cup. Now, mind you, she's been drawing since she was about 4, but her skill has been getting better and better as she's progressed. And so I asked her to, draw something else than other than the things she normally draws. And she did so for a Father's Day card for me, which yeah, left me speechless because I know I've asked her a number of times, and she just practices on the same things over and over again. But she actually drew a portrait of me and of her, and it was beautiful. We often don't take a moment to just realize and think about what it was being a child at that age. What we're so quick to tell them to be quiet. We're so quick to silence them when we're tired or we don't want to hear the craziness. But at the same time, why? You know, their mode is to explore the world and engage in ways to help them learn and develop and grow and hopefully define who they are going to be when they get older, from young adults to adults. And I think that exploration is one of the hardest factors as a parent because we see them doing so, but there are so many things that are going on, and I refer to them as noises, that sometimes that beautifulness is drowned out, and we don't get to see every single piece of that. And I think we need to take as adults a moment to step back and say, hey, you know what? Ask yourselves why. Why are you not enjoying that moment? Why are you not allowing yourself to imagine with your child, not just for one moment, but for every moment? Put yourself in their shoes in that scenario, in that situation to see how they can relate. We're so quick to tell them, I need you to do this, I need you to do that as they get older. But as they age, as they grow, they are inquisitive. They want to know. They ask, why do they have to? And it's our obligation and a directive to guide them and show them that direction. So, my daughter, being the creative individual she is and being very inquisitive, she, with guidance, decided she was going to create her own YouTube channel. And she has been using her art, or she's been doing storytelling where she has a lot of her stuffed animals, and she shows you, different voices and actions and imagination that she does with these stuffed animals. And she posts a lot of shorts. She has videos, but she's been doing so well at it that in the few months that she's had it up, she's already up to, I believe, 260 something subscribers. And so it's an amazing thing to see what just a little bit of determination can do for something so small. And when it comes to what we do as adults, when it comes to our interactions, our engagement with our children, with other people, we tend to forget how valuable and important that small little piece is. We're not going to know the other person's situation. We're not ever going to understand what they are feeling in their mind. And at no point can we tell another person how to feel. But what we can do is we can empathize and sympathize with that individual and be ourselves. Now, if someone's not allowing you to be yourself, well, that's on them. I mean, you have to be unique. Everybody is unique, and we fall into our own categories. But there are limits, and I think with that being said, we want to grow. We want to see our children grow, and as parents, having them explore the world is probably the best measure we can do. So my daughter, point to this whole thing is she decided that she wanted to challenge me to create a YouTube channel as well. So I've gone through a lot in my life, I think as many of us have, and I've learned a lot of things. And growing up in a multicultural, mixed generation environment, I was taught many things, and you get taught to be self-reliant and self-dependent. And so knowing that, I, you know, was a sponge for knowledge and learning. Anything anyone could tell me prior to the internet existing, I loved learning about. And once the internet took off and it had accessibility, back in those days, everything we tried to do with dial up was, you know, very, very basic and generic. So it was limited. But a lot of the libraries and resources that we don't have necessarily available to us now were available then. And some of the vast information was barely, at that beginning stage and that infancy of being put into the internet and accessible. So that was really cool. The knowledge that you got was straight out of, books or peer-reviewed information. It wasn't the opinion or the views of someone who thinks that they're an expert. You can have knowledge and you can have information, but that's all it is knowledge and information, and how and what we choose to do with it is in our own accord. But I think that, having access to that as children, it gives them the guidance to do so. So my daughter challenged me to create a YouTube channel to see if I could compete with hers. And so we created Dad's Guide to the Galaxy. And we pretty much talk about anything that Dad really is familiar with, whether it's putting together something, reviewing, some piece of equipment or hardware, uh, technology, aliens, history, science, there really is nothing off limits. And I think that's the great thing about information and knowledge is as we progress, we learn more. And as we age, we want to share that knowledge more. So, as I create new videos as we go through this journey, I'm going to be linking not only the information I have for this channel, but also information for other videos, possibly my daughter's channel. That way we can help build each other and grow together. So if there's anything that you are curious about or you want to discuss, obviously we want to keep it PC. We want to keep it appropriate because this is something that I want to keep as a avenue for learning. We can all be crazy. We can have moments like that. We can, be funny, but be nice, as my youngest son would say. Be nice. We want to make sure that we're all learning together and we're all sharing moments together. So post what you want to learn about in the comments section below. The next video that I'm going to be working on is a video based on questions that I get often, where people are asking what to do to get into YouTube and streaming and whatnot. So we're going to talk about some hardware and some software that'll help you start out that journey and hopefully get you on the path to sharing your knowledge online as well. In the meantime, my name's Jason, and I'm with Dad's Guide to the Galaxy. I appreciate you spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you here again. Till next time.